Welcome everyone! This new series will focus on 5 things I think are worth changing or updating in Genshin Impact Nod-Krai versions. Well, let's get into it, shall we? The first thing I really want to talk about is the illusion of choice. I will be honest, in most cases, I don't really care about that. But some examples are annoying for me for a bit. Here, I will use just one example, because this video is supposed to be a quick one and focused mostly on the story, exploration, experience. In the Mika's anecdotes, you had a choice between Sweet Madame and Cider, but for some reason, even if you click on the Cider, you still will get Sweet Madame dialogue. And as I said before, most cases of illusion of choice don't really irritate me too much, but what is the point of even giving choice when it doesn't matter? I am not sure if developers somehow missed this or deliberately didn't make another dialogue. Exploration in Genshin is pretty nice, if we talk about how the world looks, basically the aesthetics. Music is also amazing. What I saw by diving in Nod-Krai world surprised me positively. I always like when developers add small interactive things into the world. It takes some work, but it can be a lot of fun. Let's be honest, many people love to draw in the sand of the summer desert. Although you couldn't do much with it, because it disappeared quickly. In Nod-Krai, one thing that I found is interactive are the drums. Yes, the drums. I like drums. I don't think there is a lot of things like this in Genshin, and it's quite a shame. I remember when 5.8 was released, and I tried to ram it on Beach Ball only for it to stay in the place. They really could add physics here, you know? It would probably cause some problems, but I am 100% sure that there will be one player who would ram into Beach Ball for at least 2 hours straight, and playtime really matters for developers, right? The point of this is basically adding more interactive elements to the world of Genshin, more physics, more sounds, etc. World Quest Archive and more. You know how story quests and Archon quests have an archive to allow you to read through the quest once again? Then why World Quests don't have that? There is a lot of lore here, and it really would be nice if you could read it again. This is probably a nightmare to do at this point, but I truly hope it will be released someday. Also, when will we get those books finally completed? Animated cutscenes in Genshin are really great, especially for those that were released in newer versions like Natlan and Nod-Krai. We are talking about quality here, of course. Even so, they still have a minor problem. Dark Max 204 redesigned sounds in some cutscenes in the game. The link to the channel is of course in the description. I also noticed that in the Rerir fight cutscene, something was missing. I realized that Hoyo maybe forgot about adding footstep sounds for Rerir when he was exiting his portal, so I added some new audio. It adds a bit more of evilness and drama. At least I think it should work like that. Here is the comparison. Please leave a comment what you think about sound effects in Genshin, because it is a pretty interesting topic. And the last thing that should be changed is about English dubbing and some expressions and animations. I'm not sure if other dubbings have this problem, but English pretty often has loud moments and quiet moments. Maybe they forgot to normalize audio, I'm not really sure.
You matter not. Does anything in this world. None of it matters to me!
Does this ruin the experience and the game is unplayable? No, but it is just weird for the brain to hear the difference so fast. Now, let's talk about expressions and animations. We can say that anecdotes were like a test for those new expressions in Nod-Krai. The amount of new animation expressions we got in 6.0 is really great to see. I hope it will just look better and better. Also, I really love some new NPCs design. Netoshka looks really great. Well, that's all for this short video. My videos are still mostly testing ones, YouTube algorithm, you know. Thanks for watching. Leave a like if you liked, dislike if you disliked, and subscribe if for some weird reason you want to see my content more. Have a wonderful day. See you!